Yes, that is the big political development tonight. The DMK dealing a big blow to the Congress following their differences over seat sharing in Tamil Nadu. The DMK late this evening announced that it is pulling its ministers out from the UPA government here at the centre. The DMK, in that statement issued after a high-level meeting, also going on to say it will now be extending only issue-based support to the Manmohan government. Sources within the Congress are telling CNN-IBN if the alliance doesn't work out, it will fight elections alone. It is willing to go it alone in Tamil Nadu come this April. Sources in the Congress also telling CNN-IBN that the DMK is not giving us winnable seats, and that many believe was the deal breaker. The DMK, in the statement issued soon after that high-level meeting chaired by Chief Minister and DMK patriarch Karunanidhi, said, quote, the Congress's demand for 63 seats, in spite of giving them 60, clearly shows they don't want us in the alliance. In this situation, the DMK doesn't want to continue in the cabinet, hence we've decided to pull out. We will, however, extend issue-based support to the government.
The Congress is putting more pressure on us, undue pressure on us, which is not fair on their part, as if they don't want us to be in there. So we are withdrawing from the government. We will give support from outside.
Sir, will you be open for negotiations with the Congress again, sir?
It is for them to decide.
For the Congress to decide. But will DMK be open to a negotiation if Congress comes in?
No. So far, so much of lenience is shown.
Well, let's get the very latest on this big political story developing late Saturday evening. Meenakshi Mahadevan is there in Chennai. She was following the high-level meeting that took place there, chaired by Mr. Karunanidhi. Senior editor Veera Raghav joins us here from New Delhi, as also our National Bureau Chief Bhupendra Chaubey. I'm going to come to you first, Meenakshi. There in Chennai, we heard Mr. TKS Ilangovan spell out the reasons why the DMK had to take this decision, announcing its withdrawal of support to its ministers. Off the record, are your any sources within the DMK indicating just what transpired at that meeting, and was a communication to this effect made to the Congress before a formal announcement was made before the media?
Well, Smita, the DMK sources at the moment telling us that it was really Congress pushing them to the limits that made them come to this decision. It was after when Congress went back to Delhi after agreeing to 60 seats, went back to Delhi and called them for 63, and now also wanting all the constituencies of their choice that really didn't go down too well with the DMK. And in fact, that was also what was being stressed upon in the statement that was released by the DMK today, running into 5 pages, almost 2 pages, talking about how the Congress had agreed to 60 seats, but later went on to 63, and how they were pushing them to only want those constituencies of their choice, which never happens in elections usually. And in the 7 years of the alliance they've had together also, that was something that was always decided by both the teams together, sitting down, members from both parties sitting down and deciding which constituencies will be fought by whom. But this time the Congress very clearly saying that they wanted all constituencies of their choice did not go down too well with the DMK, and that's what really upset them. They were pushing the DMK too far, and that is what really led to that statement by Karunanidhi late last night when he came out and very clearly said that that Congress was being unfair really in asking for so many seats first and then asking for seats of their choice. And then today the high-level meeting, after which we received this statement, a resolution passed by the DMK high-level committee saying that they are going to be withdrawing support because they believe that Congress has been giving them indications that Congress does not want them in the alliance. Remember, Smita, they also that is what the words in the resolution are, that they are getting the feeling that Congress does not want the DMK to be part of the alliance, and that is why they've decided to withdraw support, and they will now be only providing issue-based support to the Congress at the centre.
Right, Veera Raghav, since that official communique from the DMK, we've been trying to assess whether we should take this development late this evening from Chennai at its face value, as it were, or could there be something beyond it? Over the last 1 hour, have there been any indications to the effect that we could be hearing or we could be looking at further negotiations or a last effort at negotiations between the two that could lead to a rapprochement in the next 48 hours?
Yes, Smita, there will be efforts that will be made either from the DMK side or from the Congress's side to try and see if they can arrive at a middle path. Just that the stakes are so high that it's not going to just be one bye-bye and then you go away. We will have to wait and see if this is going to be the final bye-bye. I was speaking to some very senior DMK leaders. Apart from TR Balu, no one else wants to really speak on record at this moment. They say it's too early. They say that the DMK has been pushed. You see, we cannot give all the seats that the ally wants of their choice. That's simply not going to work. We cannot go beyond 60 seats because we've already accommodated other allies. So it's pretty much a hard position for us, and our ally needs to understand the importance of this election for us. That's the word coming out of the DMK. But from Congress sources, yes, I think we will have to wait till tomorrow to see if the Congress party, where some of them believe that they want to go alone and test their strength in Tamil Nadu, which they've never done before. But is that going to be the final call taken by the Congress party? Are they going to make any effort at all to try and see if the DMK is going to work it out? But pretty much the sense one gets from the Congress is also that the ball is right now in the DMK's court.
An indication of what the DMK is thinking also coming through when we spoke to Mr. TR Balu, the DMK's parliamentary party leader, here on the phone line a short while back. Listen into what Mr. Balu told us.
The issue-based support will be there. They are not withdrawing their support. At the same time, because of the issue arising out of the seat sharing for the ensuing assembly election, we are withdrawing our ministers. That's all. If my friends come back with the same thing, which yesterday, that definitely will be reconsidered. Problem for us. The high-level committee just don't take the decision to withdraw our ministers from the central cabinet, and there will be an issue-based support in the parliament.
All right, there could be a review of the decision taken this evening in Chennai. Were the Congress to reach out? Will the Congress be doing that? Let's bring in our National Bureau Chief Bhupendra Chaubey. Bhupen, we are hearing by way of sources within the Congress that they could in fact be considering sending emissaries to Chennai. But there appears to be a quiet confidence within the party that they could go it alone in Tamil Nadu. They don't need the DMK. In fact, they could be better off without a party that has been tainted by several corruption allegations, something that could reflect on them this April election.
I was just speaking to a very senior Congress leader, Smita, a short while back, who has been very extensively involved in seat-sharing talks between the Congress and the DMK. And what he told me was that there is some kind of a timeline which has been worked out by the Congress party. There is not going to be any telephone call made by Sonia Gandhi to Karunanidhi or by Karunanidhi to Sonia Gandhi unless the DMK is willing to go beyond its stated figure of 60 seats for the Congress. Now, what we are also getting to hear is that tomorrow there will be some senior Congress leaders who will be dispatched to Chennai. Ghulam Nabi Azad for sure is going to be in Chennai tomorrow, and there is the possibility of another round of talks happening between the DMK and the Congress. If the DMK refuses to go beyond this figure of 60, then there is not going to be any phone call between Karunanidhi and Sonia Gandhi. So the entire purpose, the next 24 hours are going to be determined exactly by what is the level of exceeding its own expectations that the DMK would really like to achieve. If the DMK does not go beyond that, then it's exceedingly difficult to understand from here on how the two parties could come back together.
Right, Veeraraghav, more often than not in political developments such as these, it's what's left unsaid that proves to be critical in determining how the story pans out, say in the next 24 to 48 hours. You've heard what Bhupen had to say about the thinking within the Congress camp, or at least a section of the Congress. What are you picking up?
Smita, I just want to go back to that afternoon statement by Pranab Mukherjee, when he jocularly said that as allies we have the ability to create problems and also to solve those problems. Now, if there is one man who can troubleshoot for the Congress party side, if there is one man that the DMK would be trying to reach through, I think it would be Pranab Mukherjee at this stage. Party sources indicating that there will be another attempt. Even some of the Congress leaders saying that it may not really be the final goodbye. There has to be an official reaction from the Congress party. Till that happens, and as Bhupen was saying, tomorrow is a critical day. Tomorrow will decide whether this is indeed going to be final bye-bye, or is there going to be one more make-up between these two allies.
Veeraraghav, also, is it fair when political pundits over the last few weeks, when seat-sharing talks with the Congress began and where we saw both sides actually drive a hard bargain, comment that it is the DMK that is in a more desperate situation, as it were, given that it's battling corruption charges. It requires the Congress here at the centre, and indeed there in Tamil Nadu, were it to come back to power. Does the Congress, in a situation like this, have the upper hand?
Absolutely, Smita. Considering that it's a do-or-die battle for the DMK, and it's the Congress, which is an ally. Congress doesn't have great stakes in Tamil Nadu. It's about testing waters, even if they want to go alone. It's too late in the day to expect a larger political realignment to happen, though that question is completely open. But at the moment, yes, it would be difficult for the DMK to suddenly go without the Congress party. But sources within the DMK and the logic they're trying to give, this could just be bargaining logic as well. But the logic they're giving is that if I'm going to give away 63 seats or 60 seats, which are completely winnable seats, away to an ally, and I'm not going to get anything in return, then what's the point in me going with the alliance? That's pretty much the logic that seems to have operated, which is why the DMK, desperate, frustrated by what's happened, has taken this last-ditch stand, hoping that it can result in a better bargain for itself and solve the solution. So from the DMK's point of view, I don't believe that the party thinks that this is the final call. They would expect to see what happens tomorrow and then decide whichever way it goes.
Right. Veera, before I come back to you on the hypothetical question of political realignment, I want to bring Bhupin in on a question that has been well answered over the last 1 hour, that there is no real threat to the UPA as it were here at the centre. But for the benefit of viewers who are just joining us, if you could also pull up the pie chart of the numbers that the DMK has here at the centre. Bhupin, answer that question. Given that the finance bill needs to be passed in the next 3 weeks during this budget session, it's safe to say no real threat to the Manmohan government.
There is absolutely no threat at all to the UPA government, and there is also no threat to the question of passage of the finance bill. Because remember, Smita, there are many political players who are just waiting in the wings in a sense. The most prominent of all of them is Mulayam Singh Yadav, the Samajwadi Party chief, with 22 MPs who's been supporting the UPA from outside. Mulayam Singh Yadav over the past 1 year has sent several feelers to the UPA government that if you are not happy with any ally, for instance, when there was talk of Mamata Banerjee being upset with the kind of treatment that was being meted out to the Trinamool Congress, with the Congress not really willing to play ball with Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal, unwilling to take strong action against the left government in West Bengal, Mulayam Singh Yadav had sent feelers to the UPA government. Now we're again seeing, with the DMK threatening to withdraw support, again Mulayam Singh Yadav's managers are back in touch with the Congress party. In fact, just 5 minutes back, I got a message from a senior Samajwadi Party leader who told me that they've already established channels of communication with the Congress party. So make no mistake about it, as far as the threat is concerned, Manmohan Singh can breathe easy. But I do believe that the manner in which this entire event is playing itself out, both the parties would be looking at developments very, very carefully. For the Congress, if they manage to get a good deal for themselves, a good bargain for themselves, it will be the first time in a long time since UPA came into existence that the Congress would have won a battle of nerves with a very, very crucial ally.
Well, what an all-weather friend, Mulayam Singh Yadav, for the Congress party here. But we spoke, for those who are wondering, what is the other key player in Tamil Nadu? ADMK's Jayalalitha actually viewing these developments. We spoke to senior political analyst and journalist Cho Ramaswamy just a short while back. This is the view he holds.
I wouldn't say that there is absolutely no chance of the Congress trying to pick up an alliance with the ADMK. I will not rule it out, but though it will be somewhat difficult now. But I have my own suspicion of this, because you see, I picture it like this in my mind. The Congress would have told the Chief Minister that they are not able to prevent the CBI from going near some of the family members, at least 1 or 2 of them. And then he might have pleaded with them somehow to see to it that that does not happen. The Congress might have said that the Supreme Court is supervising the investigation, monitoring it, so we are not able to do anything. Right. Then he might have thought that by breaking the alliance, he can paint it. If the action comes, he can paint it as an act of revenge by the government against him.
Right. Veera Raghav, as conspiracy theories abound in cases like these, in political development like these, some in the corridors of power also whispering that we could possibly see the CBI question Mr. Karunanidhi's daughter, Member of Parliament Kanimari, possibly in connection to the 2G scam. And this political development, this breakdown in seat sharing talks, this pulling out of its ministers from the centre in some tenuous way, has a link to that possible development. Simply a conspiracy theory, you'd say?
Well, at the moment, sources would deny that conspiracy theory, but well, the timing would suggest that, wouldn't it, Smita? The fact that it's been on the cards right now, there's been a much speculation on when Kanimuri would be questioned by the CBI regarding the 2G scam. So that question remains. But just, Smita, a very small point to add. If the Congress does finally decide to go alone in Tamil Nadu, it's going to make quite a few parties whether they break their alliances which are already formed or not, at least rethink what they've done, because they all wanted to occupy the third space in Tamil Nadu. That's not happened. It's too early, it's too late in the day for them to realign themselves, but it would make some kind of political speculation and fluidity in the situation in Tamil Nadu over the next 48 hours if this is the final breakup, that is.
Right, the denouement, the final act in that play, not written just yet, points out Veera Raghav here from New Delhi. Will be counting on you to keep your ears close to the ground, Veera, for us, for the very latest. Meenakshi Mahadevan from Chennai, Bhupendra Chaube, our National Bureau Chief from Delhi as well. Thanks very much for joining us.